What up, what up? Nerd Jason coming at you again with another review, this time for the Conjuring The Last Rites. I saw this movie earlier today. Me and my wife, the past few weeks, we watched all the Conjuring movies, with the exception of La Llorona. We had already seen that one. We hadn't seen any of the other ones. So we saw the Conjuring movies, Annabelle, The Nun. All, because my wife we wanted to see this one in the movie theater. Me as well. So let me get to it then. The Conjuring Last Rites. This is supposed to be the last movie in the Conjuring universe, or I don't know if the Conjuring universe, but the Conjuring movies. And we have Ed and Lorraine, and their daughter. This one has a little more family stuff in it. With their daughter Judy, and her boyfriend. They're getting to know him, and that's the focus of part of this movie. And then there's also the other focus is on the usual haunted house aspect of these movies. I'm just gonna keep this as spoiler free as possible. Nothing that I say. I don't think whatever I mention. I think is something you could see in the previews or the trailer. But excuse me. So they have their family thing going on with their daughter, her boyfriend coming in, and he knows somewhat about what this family's gone through or what they do. We also have Ed Warren, who is going through has some medical issues, as seen in some of one of the previous movies. And so right now the Warrens are not actively taking cases or going to houses and trying to figure out what's going on. So they're actively not doing that because of the health problems to Ed. And then you also have this family who's going through something in their house. This comes from a gift the grandparents gave to one of the daughters of this family, which, like I said, no, I don't think it's a spoiler. I think you saw this in the preview. It's a mirror. They gave them a mirror that they got at a thrift shop or a swap meet. I don't remember what it was. And this mirror is haunted. Things start happening in this house. It's a big family. There's like 8 people, I think, living in this house, and things start happening to all of them. Anyways, without giving away any more of the plot, let's get into the whether I like this movie or not. I like the Conjuring movies. I like the haunted house thing. I like everything that they've done. And this, for all intents and purposes, is another Conjuring movie, which is not a bad thing. You get what you expect with the haunted house elements, the creepiness, the ghosts, demons, or whatever's going on. You get all that. It's played very safe. I actually quite enjoyed this movie. I don't know if it's my favorite Conjuring movie, but maybe I'll do a ranking or something of the Conjuring movies. But yeah, this was actually a pretty decent movie. Runtime about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Maybe a little long. They could have maybe trimmed some of the family aspects of the Warrens. Maybe they could have trimmed a little bit of that out, because I think the Conjuring movies, when they're in their element, it's about the haunted house. It's about the demons or the ghosts or whatever. I believe that's my favorite parts of the Conjuring movies. So I think maybe if they would have focused a little more on that, maybe a little less on the family aspect, I may have liked this movie actually even a little more that I already did like. Performances, you know what you're gonna get from Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, and the new actors playing Tony and Judy, the daughter and her boyfriend. But they do a good job as well. I mean, acting. It's a horror movie. You don't come for the acting. You really don't come for the story. You get a little bit. I did enjoy the story, and the finding out what happened or why this mirror's actually why the mirror is haunted. But anyways, yeah, this was I do recommend this movie, especially if you're a fan of the Conjuring movies. You very much get a Conjuring movie. You're getting what you're gonna expect. This movie has gone beyond all expectations at the box office, and like they played it safe. They made another Conjuring movie. They didn't do anything over the top. They didn't change anything crazy. So you get another Conjuring movie. That is, I think, what people want. People maybe have seen that, and this movie blew past the projected expectations for the box office. And so my final score for this movie, I'm gonna give this one on my scale from 0 to 12 beers. 0 being the best score, 12 being the worst. I'm gonna give this one about 4 beers. I do recommend it. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. If you are a fan of the Conjuring movies, definitely go check it out. If you're a fan of horror movies and you haven't seen any of the Conjuring movies, I don't think you need to have seen any of the previous ones to kind of get what's going on here. They do a pretty good job. They have some exposition showing you what's going on, what happened. So I mean, you really don't need to see any of the Conjuring movies, which is actually, I think, something. I think most of the Conjuring movies you really don't need to see what previously happened. You kind of get the gist of what's going on at the beginning of every movie. But anyways, I do recommend it. Go check it out. Watch it at the movie theater. Watch it at home when it comes out. I enjoyed it. I like the movie theater experience. So if that's your thing, go for it. Check it out. And anyways, that's all I got for today. That's my review for The Conjuring Last Rites. Until next time, Nerd Jason out.